I want to talk today a little bit about flip cameras. And we have these at our elementary school and our middle school. And a lot of schools have these. They're really, and they become really popular lately because they're pretty simple to use, but they capture really high quality digital video. And so, like, as you can see, if you've never used one of these before, there's very, very few controls on them. There's a record button, and when you're done recording, you hit that again to stop. If you want to play it back, you can press the play button. If you don't like that video, you can delete it. You also have some volume and some zoom on either side of this button here. But for the most part, functionally, this is a one-button device. It's a record and stop button, and so it makes the ease of use of these really, really great. I mean, you don't have to worry about any complicated software within the device, any controls that. I mean, it's kind of it takes the thinking out of a lot of the video capture. And so a lot of schools have these for that reason, and they're also fairly inexpensive. They're about $100 each, and they're great for capturing video that you're just going to keep in the format that it is recorded in. So, for instance, if you just wanted to take the files directly from the camera and either keep them in a folder on your computer, or burn them onto a disk, or upload them to a service like YouTube or Vimeo, it's perfectly fine. But they do become a little problematic when you try and edit the files that are on here. And so I want to talk a little bit today, or show you a little bit today, about how you can edit the video in this, and what platforms you're going to run into problems with this. So these cameras, as far as I know, there's two different formats that they'll save files as. The one I have here saves them as AVIs. I know the ones that we have at our school here save them as MP4s. And what that is it's a file type. So a problem comes when you try and take files that were created for one format and use them on a different platform. So, for instance, an MOV file, which is created for a Macintosh computer, will not work real well in Windows Movie Maker, or a WMV file, Windows Media Video file, will not work very well on an iMovie on a Mac. And supposedly, files like AVIs should work on both, but they don't always. The video files are fairly complicated. They contain information about the visuals that are in them, the audio that's in them, the rate of the bit rate. There's a ton of information in a video file, and so two different files that are supposedly of the same format, even if they have the same extension, they could have different specifications and not necessarily work in one editor or another. And this is the case that I run into with the flip cameras when I'm trying to edit something on a Windows machine that's running on XP. If you're running on Windows 7, I haven't had any real problems with the universal format like an AVI, and I believe it'll even do MP4s just fine. And I've also not had any problem editing on iMovie on a Mac using anything from a flip camera. But at our elementary school, most of our computers run on XP, which has a version of Windows Movie Maker that's really kind of touchy about the file formats. And really, the only format I found that always works really well in Windows Movie Maker on a PC is a WMV file, and only a WMV file that's created with a converter that has Windows Movie Maker in mind. And so you need to find a converter. And so for a long time I was doing a kind of a 2 or 3 step process to get this to work. But this week, Chris Harkness over here shared with me a converter that works really well. That'll take them straight from the format, either of the formats that our flip cameras use, and converts them into an editable Windows Movie Maker format. So this is any video converter, a program that I'm going to use to convert my flip camera videos to WMV format so that I can edit them in Windows Movie Maker. And so the way I do this, it's fairly simple. Is I choose to add a video, and I'll go up here to find a video that I've created before with my flip camera, and I'll hit open. It'll load it over here in this list here, and I can add as many of these as I want, or I could just do one. And I want to make sure over on this little bar over here that I choose a WMV format. And you see where it says customize? I believe that means it's customized for the specifications that we need for Windows Movie Maker. So I'm going to choose that, and then I'm going to just hit convert. And you'll see this little status bar here move from 0 to 100% to show us progress. And once it gets to 100%, we can then, it will then open up the file, or the folder that has the file in it, and we can then use that within Windows Movie Maker. So I'm going to pause this here and come back when this is done, and I'll show you how to move that then into Movie Maker. Okay, so here we're almost done. You'll see as soon as it finishes, it should open up the folder that contains the file. And I don't want to do this. I'm just going to say no thanks. And here's my output folder. And so this is the file I created by converting it. And so I'm just going to go ahead and copy this and put it into the folder that I'm working in right now for this video that you're watching. So I'm going to go over here to my computer and go to my documents and scroll down to weekly tech tips and find this one, and I'll just paste that over here. So now that I have it in a place where I know I can find it, I'm going to go into Windows Movie Maker, and I'm going to import video, and I will then go look for that folder, and I can open up I can import that file, and this will take just a moment, and it should populate my collection here with clips from that file. And of course this is from a previous tech tip, so I'm not going to be using that in this video, but if I wanted to, I could take and I could drag these down into this the storyline at the bottom for editing my video. I could dice it up, I could add video effects to it, I could put titles on it, and whatever. One last thing I want to leave you with here, and let me minimize this a little bit so I can get it into the screen. If you're using the Windows Movie Maker to make video, if you're using it with kids, or if you're using it yourself to edit video that you've created for anything, one major confusion that a lot of people have is when they finish compiling their video, they often will say save project and think that project they saved is a finalized video. All that project is in a Windows Movie Maker is a list of instructions for what to do with different parts of different files that are used to create this timeline down here. When you finish compiling all the edits and all the video and all the pictures and images and stuff that you want to have in your video, it's crucially important to save movie file. That will take all those instructions and from all those other little videos and stuff, and compile them into an actual video file that can be played on other players. So my last step will be here to hit save movie file, and then go through the process of choosing the file name, where it's going to save to, and all that stuff. And I'm not quite ready to be done with this video yet. I have to bring in the screencast, so I'm going to hit cancel here right now. But normally you would hit save. So I hope this wasn't too confusing, but maybe demystified a little bit of how you can edit video from a foot camera on our XP machines at school.